What's up, guys?
Yo, what's up, Killa?
Yeah.
Killa Beats.
Judy, yo!
Hey, I'm feeling.
You feel me, no?
We're
Now I'm cool. Ju, what's up? You okay?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
It's good to be here.
For me, this is very special because this is how it all started. You know,
When we talk about the Young Energy movement,
yeah.
you used to write on my CDs with PJ.
Young Energy.
YEM.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Young Energy.
Yeah. So for some reason, I feel so proud when I hear how much the movement grew,
yeah,
with Alpha Romeo pushing
but
it.
I'm sad that it didn't really jump off, because at the time I was thinking Young Energy movement was probably going to be one of the biggest groups, you know. I thought of it like, you remember like the Young Cash Money, is it the Cash Money? The Wheezy group,
yeah,
you know, they had right people.
Money.
I thought it was gonna jump off, but you know, he had his issues with TFP.
Yeah.
I've always had issues with people.
No, it means he's a good guy. I'll be very honest. Look at how much he's been underrated in the industry.
Yeah.
But then look at how much he has contributed. Not only as a rapper and how he added some new flavor to what was being done by people like Slap D, Tommy D and them, but also how he managed to introduce a lot of people to the industry and takes very little credit for it, and rarely talks about it himself. And I think this is a platform where
it is.
People like him must be celebrated. I don't think he's ever won an award.
I've never won an award either. And this is what I say. I'll give you an example.
See?
Look at people like Tupac Shakur. Tupac Shakur has never won a Grammy Award before. You know that, right?
Sad.
He's never won a Grammy Award before. B.I.G. has never won a Grammy Award. So sometimes
the impact.
But sometimes this is what I say. Sometimes I feel it's not always the awards that define somebody. Like me, for example. To be honest, if the four of us sitting here, do you honestly think I don't deserve an award?
You do, man.
Like the work, let's just be honest, like from 2008, 2000 to today, to be honest, if you ask me, if you ask me, like, I think I should have won at least, to be fair, maybe even 2 awards. Of course, I know it's competitive. I mean,
maybe 20.
I know. Right now I'm competing with some of the young and very hot producers. It's very difficult. It's a big ask, but
you're still relevant.
Yeah, but I was thinking maybe the first nomination I got for the ZMAs, you know, the year when I had your song with Judy, Cry of a Woman, Taisis, Kazis, I thought I should have won that award, to be honest, you know. And for some reason it didn't happen, and, you know, I don't lose sleep over it. It's the same thing with Alpha. So when everything is said and done, when your name is still engraved there, your contribution, everybody's going to sit down and say, you know, look at PJ. PJ didn't win too many awards.
Exactly.
But PJ's name...
He actually never received an award when he was alive.
He won something after he...
But look at the generation is inspired. Look at some of the biggest artists right now, you can hear a lot of PJs and artists, people like Yomaps. You can actually tell that all these are people that got inspired by the late PJ. So my point is, we are not exactly defined by the awards that we win. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I mean, the two of you are very lucky, and I'm proud.
Yeah, but even
you got a bunch of awards in your...
Even we have complained several times.
Why is he saying the word lucky?
Okay, not lucky, but okay, I'm just saying...
Say it right.
Okay. No, you deserve it. No. I'm making a reference to the four of us. I think we all deserve to have at least like a plaque. You know, I don't have anything. Look at my studio. I don't have like, even a single plaque to show for the work that I've done. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, it doesn't make me lose sleep. I still get inspired to get up and do what I need to do at the end of the day. For as long as I'm inspiring somebody and somebody's happy with what we do, you know, it moves on. And me and Alpha have got 0 awards, but you know, we've made a lot of hits together, man. How many hits do we have together?
Plenty.
I can't even count.
Plenty beyond 2020.
You know what I'm saying? I can't even count. All right, so I want to get into it real quick, and I'm gonna start with Judy. I always like to start where you all started off from. So, like I told you, I think Judy will be the best person to tell this story. So Judy heard the same song you're telling me about, the I Got You song. So I think she had been going around looking for a studio to record from. She was still very raw when she was starting off. So she was, you know, looking around.
From Hillcrest?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think I don't know. I think you had gone to Digital X. I don't know where else you had gone.
Yes.
And there's a studio in Chawama you used to go to.
Yes.
What's
Silent E.
Oh, Silent E.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So you know, she had been around, and I had not signed any artist then. So because I just started it and I was trying to put it in order, so you know, and I was not really looking because we were still putting the studio together. So one time I was in the studio, I don't know who I was. I was with Daxon, I remember. Is it Roberto?
No,
Daxon?
it was Roberto.
Yeah, I was with Roberto. So in the studio, Roberto, then Judy managed to find the studio. She came with her sister, your twin sister.
Yes, and a friend of ours.
Which one was that one?
Susan.
Do I remember Susan? I think if I see, I remember.
Yes.
So these are my 3
She's
little
an
girls.
essay.
Yeah.
She's an essay.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, he remembers that. So these two, my 3 little girls come to the studio, very young. I think Judy was like 17, 18.
Yes, 17.
Yeah, 17, straight from school.
Yeah.
You know, so they walk in and, you know, and she had so much confidence. Hi, I'm KB. I heard that song. I like it. I was wondering if you're signing. I'd like you to sign me to the record label.
When was that?
2007, 8?
That was early 2008.
Yeah, early 2008. Yeah. So then I'm there with Roberta. I was like, okay, you know what? Let's audition her. So I switched on the microphone. Then she sang something. It was not the best, but I heard something that I liked.
Was it Even If?
No, it was just an audition. It was just something else. Yeah. Very good memory. So she did something. Then then I said I'll get back to you. She left her number. Then they went. Then we listened to it. Roberta's like, yeah, but we can. It's something we can work with. She has something. She's got a nice voice, and it's something that because it was very raw. It's something that we can work with. And I said, okay, you know what? We'll give it a shot. So. That's how I called her back then,
Wow.
And I was learning. I don't know whether she realizes it. I was learning how to produce at the time when I signed
I just found out he was learning.
He didn't know. She didn't know. She had no idea.
Also, you were just convinced because of the song
yeah,
you heard.
Yeah.
It was KB. I said.
So it was trained. That's what I'm saying. There is no Kami without her, and there's no her without. So it was.
Definitely.
We pretty much started together, and we had a lot of calamities. So just immediately when we started working on a new album, so I think we recorded about 2 songs, and the computer crashed. Then the second time, they stole the computer, like thieves broke into the office. I think Daxon told this story. They broke into the office and, stole the equipment. Then we had to start all over again. But luckily, all that was blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
And we ended up doing, even if it was the first song.
Yes.
Even if it was actually the first song that, we did some songs, that they got lost and, we couldn't put them back. Yeah, so when we got the third computer, when we're starting out properly, then, Daxon started working on the Even If. She came with the idea. You came with the Even If idea, then you put it together. Then we had a complete song. Then I finished it.
And that's a classic.
Yeah, Daxon started the beat, then I finished it. While learning, then I mixed it, I put it together and put the song out. And the song just went viral. I remember that same month I received a call from Ben Blaze. Ben Blazer then was hard. Like Ben Blazer was like the hardest producer. Like there was like radio then Ben Blaze. I'm like, oh, this is Ben Blaze. I'm like, oh, Ben Blaze, what's good? It's like, yeah, I just heard the new song by Julie, man. I like that R&B sound you guys are bringing, man. This is good. Keep it up. And I was so inspired.
Yeah, we're talking about the Ona Mami.
Yeah, the Ona Mami era. That's 2008.
Yeah.
That was 2008. That's the year that Ozzy's Potential was the biggest song that year.
Yes.
And that's the time we were getting in the industry, and we were getting in the industry at the time when it was so competitive. Radio was also coming up with the Slap D's, and that's the time it just signed PJ as well. You remember? 2008.
Yes.
It was also banging.
And then how it's funny how people like I always get this like every time. I think I shared with you sometime.
Yeah.
I said I don't know why people think. When I just started, like things were just easy, like it just happened.
Yeah. Because your first single was hard.
Because what people don't know is that you mentioned that's the time we had Potential by Ozzy.
Yeah.
I was called at Breakpoint.
Yeah, I remember.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I went and it was raining.
Yeah, I remember.
They told me to go and perform first. There was Mampi, there was Ozzy. I remember. Who else.
I remember taking you there.
I performed there in the rain.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you know what? You know how I got paid. When someone does this and that's your money in here.
In the palm.
Because
you're an upcoming artist.
I started crying. My sisters were trying to pretend like everything was okay, but I could see them, through the mirror, laughing. So I was like, no, I was telling that man, the one that gave me the money. I'm like, Mama, never took them.
You were small, girl. You were like 18 years old. Yeah.
I also had challenges that people don't know about. I used to tell you sometimes, even
transport, especially transportation.
Especially when I was starting.
Sometimes you used to walk. You used to walk to the studio.
My mom never approved.
Can you also tell us a story? Can you tell us a story where they stole your phone? You remember that story? She was walking.
My mom never approved. She said, after this, you're going straight to college or university. Wow. That's it.
Yeah.
So I was, sometimes I'd go and ask for money. I know it's for transport. I'll have to make up a lie. And you know how hard it is. When you lie today, tomorrow you must make another lie, and like that. So until she had Even If play on radio, then she believed it and she started supporting. But before that, You know, she would give me even 20 kwacha. Now there's my sister, there's my friend, 3 of us. There's food in there, there's transport. So sometimes we'd say, okay, so today
But I used to give you transport sometimes.
Yes, we walk to the studio,
and
then
I used to.
we'll get on the bus.
I think I remember giving you guys transport money.
Sometimes we'd go.
I think I gave everybody transport money.
Palapa at is it just chicken or whatever?
Yeah.
Just buy, you know, for just food for one person. We'll eat 3 of us. We'll go to the studio.
People don't know the hassle.
Until one day, my mom was going, I don't know where she was going. So I asked for a lift. She dropped me off at Kamwala. I told her, just drop me here. I'll go under the bridge. Yeah, like that.
That was a very
and
famous...
it was a Sunday.
Yes,
Vindego days.
It was a Sunday. You know those people that put their things that they sell on tables?
Yeah.
There were not so many people that day, but there were some on their stands. And then they are naka 70 kwata mtumba, naka phone at Dorado, and the drink that my mom gave me. I'm going, KB, where are you? I'm coming, I'll be there in just 3 minutes, KB. Okay. So I reached that.
You remember that
so there were
just
about,
down the bridge?
About 7 guys. Like, you know, each time I pass the stand, pass stand, they're now behind me. So I was like, where did these people are knocking off? Anyway, you know, like I didn't suspect anything. Not knowing that where I was going, they were in, it was a group. Where I'm going to pass now, that's where they all, like, you know.
To trapper.
So they were doing, what's that game? Attacker red, cup black shot. So I tried to pass. Then one, a short guy, Kasa was a kabotora. Then he said, Ati, ukajumpa chabe yaka, unyumba upeza mai wako wafa. I started
panicking.
And there was a woman behind me. So I grabbed her. I ran to her. She said, you know, she pretended like she was also just, you know, passing.
But she was part of the...
Yes. So they made me play. They said, you have to play. If you don't play this game, so I was scared. No, I told them, okay, that thing in there, just walk there. They made me, I'm telling you. 3 times I won. Very confident.
And you saw it.
So again, they made me play. They made me win 30 kwacha. Then now I don't know what they do. Now I just started losing. I'm up to my Mpaka. Na isa ofa fetch moja isa ikata mutumba chabula. Ipia chabula na phone huko. Now I started shaking. Then that can be cancelled. And there was a guy seated on like a big rock. So he wasn't reading the newspaper. I told you said you knew him. You were at the same school.
Yeah. I remember.
He's reading the
His name is Sunny.
Please help Uncle. I said, Uncle, please help me.
So I told him
they're
after
trying
that,
to
what
steal
you did
from
was
me.
not to me.
And then he says, who? I said, these guys here. And then he says, just do what we are telling you to do. And I knew. That's how they got my phone. The money I had, drink each like a chapo na posa ya poko.
Yeah.
And then one runs to me. We didn't. One runs to me and says, "Valombe kofe bakupere kofe SIM card."
Wow.
Where can't pocket the SIM card. He goes back to them. He gets my SIM card, gives it back to me, and says, "Go."
Oh no.
Yeah.
I go to the studio. I found KB waiting for me.
Yeah.
He just looked at me. He said, "What's wrong?" I said, "My phone." I told him, I said, "Come, you know those big windows at Finico." I pointed. I said, "Down there." They were not there. Now
welcome to Lusaka, Bakopala.
Judy from the Kaba Beats.
Yes.
But you did your school. You did your school in Livingston.
Livingston from 10 to 12.
Yeah. Then you came to Lusaka. So
We were in Lusaka already.
Oh, you're already in Lusaka.
We moved to Lusaka in 2002.
Oh, you came here a long time ago, huh? But she will still not be able to speak Nyanja.
And even now, I have no one to speak Nyanja with.
But it's very interesting. So as you can hear, so people, so a lot of people, like even upcoming artists that are reporting and said, Judy had it on a silver plate. Because the same thing with Alpha. Alpha's first single on Kiami was probably his biggest hit record, but they don't understand the backstory.
The redone version of Will Younger, right?
No,
you
President.
did that one later.
Yeah, I did Will Younger later. So but he had not. Did you even release President? No.
No.
Yeah, it's just songs that he had recorded. So that was like his biggest song. Same thing with Judy. So Judy, I wouldn't really say lucky. Just that we really worked hard to put the material, because even the writing was on point. Like every song that we did after that, like Doubting, Supernatural Woman,
and the one I think it was co-written by Kachanana. Follow me.
So all those songs were songs that were well thought and we put together, and the album was a success because the work that we put in there was incredible work, you know. And I remember you coming later, then you know we did that song together. What song is that?
Teti.
And that song has gone on to do very well. I'm told it's big. Is it in Israel?
In Israel, yes.
See how funny.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, music is gold, and I tell people music is gold, and you know all that catalog is still, for me, it's still my favorite body of work. Like even the time I was doing the face off with TK, some of my oldest material is the material that I sit down and say, wow, this is gold, man.
Amazing.
This is gold work, you know. And that was my, to be honest, production wise, that was my favorite period of time, because that's when I was starting off, and that's when my creativity was at its best, and I just enjoyed working with, you know, with all of you, you know.
But one thing that makes you stand out in terms of comparison with other producers locally and internationally is, apart from just being a producer, you have developed this manager persona, and you're able to manage artists and start from the beginning. Look at Judy. Nobody knew who she was. Look at Alpha Romeo. He was at no intro, but nobody knew who he was.
They had an idea, but you know,
my hood.
His hood. I took him international.
But everybody else, J Cash, everybody else, you pretty much discovered them, and you know, and that just makes you stand out. And so you must keep it up. You've been a producer. You've been an artist manager who scouts talent. You have the ear, and at the same time you played a very huge role in the development of Zambian music in terms of promoting it through radio and many other platforms.
A round of applause for Kevin.
The first time that we ever spoke, before I came to the studio, before Roberto introduced me to K-Ami, I came to QFM. I think I came to see, must have been Raycast when he was doing the recycle bin.
I remember.
I'd been listening to you on radio. Then I got to meet you and I was like, who's this guy that looks like Chris Brown? They're like, this is KB.
you know who else used to call me that?
Because you know, even I
even used to call him. You know the other person used to call me that? The late Lily T.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I think even Mampi used to kind of call me that as
well. Yeah, so...
Some would say Jason Derulo, some would say... You know, I used to get that because maybe because I was skinny with pink lips.
You still look like Chris Brown.
Then I'm a handsome guy.
What about that? Judy should confirm.
Judy, I'm handsome, am I?
Excuse me.
So we got talking, and you came out so different from the other radio presenters that I've interacted with on other radio stations, because that was around the time when this issue of Chekereko was kind of growing in the industry, where an artist, to have their song play on radio,
you have to pay the DJ.
Somebody will ask for something like, oh, if you give me some money, then I'll give you heavy rotation. You know, so, and when I was interacting with you, and you just came out so different, and you assured me that no, I needed not to pay to have my music play. You just, all you needed was just the talent, and just that just made me like you instantly. I was
I'm
like,
happy that you're saying this for everybody to hear. I have never taken money from, I'm coming, and this is what I always used to tell people, like, you as an upcoming artist, you're struggling just to put money together to promote your music. Why the hell am I getting money from you? I'm supposed to be getting money from JK, you know, these big artists. Those are the people that are supposed to be paying me. Where are you gonna get the money to pay me? You're trying to get a platform for yourself. You know what I'm saying? What you need, and I did that for a lot of people, and I think people can attest that. Same thing with Aussie. Aussie will tell you the same thing. I remember meeting Aussie, and you know we had this conversation, and you know what I'm saying? I just played the music. Same thing with that Kauka.
Shout out Aussie.
You know, same thing with Willie Jinx, and you know everybody else. Rough Kid. That's how we became friends with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I created that relation. Even Slap D. You know what I'm saying? I created this relationship with a lot of people, and so I'm happy about that. Anyway, jumping on to We're gonna get to your story is very interesting as well. So jumping on, we still have a lot that we need to talk about Judy and the transformation and whatnot. But this guy's, I talked about how I met him in the, if you remember, you watched the first episode of Diary Conversation. It's very interesting because Alpha used to come to the studio all the time. I like his courage because at the time he believed himself, and at the time I was not really looking for a rapper. I was just, because my sound was predominantly R&B, so I just wanted people like Judy, and I just wanted. My sound then was just going to be R&B. Like I just wanted to do R&B sound. You know what I'm saying? So get into dancehall. That's something that came about, after some time. Yeah. So Alpha used to come and Alpha used to wear these really big ass jeans. And, he used to look like Mshanga said.
No, those even Biflo used to wear those.
Yeah,
remember the baggages
I think the
that
dress
we
code was
wear?
almost the same.
Yeah,
there's a picture I saw.
Me, PJ, Biflo. They used to wear baggages.
I'm like, what are you calling it?
He just never traveled a lot.
Big shout out to Theo M. Vogue.
Yeah, Theo.
He was the supplier.
He was the best supplier. The struggle was real. Yeah. So Alpha had the passion, and and he knew that I am the guy that was gonna provide. He believed in what I could offer him. So he just wanted me to produce his music, and that's what I liked about him. So he constantly used to come to the studio. So one time I was with Stan in the studio. So I think this was like the third or fourth time he came. He came with an MP3. So this time he just said, "Boss, I've come with my music. It's an MP3 of all the stuff that I've done. I want you to listen to it. If you think I'm wasting your time, if you listen to it and you're not happy with my stuff, I'll never bother you again." Boss in then you'll be the judge.
Yeah.
I said, okay. And I stopped what I was doing. I was with Stan. Actually, Stan is the one who convinced me that I said, okay, just listen. You never know. So I got the MP3. And funny enough, the first song I picked up from there was President.
Wow.
So it was like a different, it was like a slower version. It was slower. It was like a slower, it sounded a bit different. So I played President.
It's more hip hop.
Yeah. So when I listened to it, the first thing that struck me is like, this is the first rapper I've heard talking about things like his mind was like, bana tivachu samo street shan nikana president devanzambo chita shan finance shan I'm listening and I'm like I didn't say anything. I was just like, then I played another song, then I looked at Stan just looked at me. He just did this. I said, okay, give me your number. He gave me his number. I said, I'll give you a call. So immediately Alpha left. Stan also left. Immediately when they both left, I started working on the President beat.
Wow.
So I already had the idea. So I started. Then I started building it. I built it. Then I called Alpha. I said, "Oh, the beat is ready. Can you come tomorrow morning? We record the song." And he was excited.
Yeah.
Alpha came in the morning. Damn, I'm gonna record.
Did you get on a bus or did you walk?
No. Cause from the hood.
You used to walk up to Kwashadrik.
No. Cause from the hood, the way it was. At no intro.
Yeah.
There was me, Bobby, Flexville, Francia.
Yeah.
J.O.B. was our producer. So we were quite famous in the hood. But I was
were you there when Slap DP, J Rafkid and I went to No Intro to go and just listen to what the guys were working on, just to encourage you guys?
Yes, I was there. But most of the time, people would come to the studio, but we're not inviting anyone. People would just come in to listen. Peterson came.
Yeah, we did a show at the Catholic Church in Chunga. Yes. Yeah, then we passed through the studio to just.
No, that was the time me and my boy started having differences.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was the only person who was rapping in Vernac.
Oh, in Vernac. Everybody rapping in English.
Yeah, that kind of a thing. So even when they're so most of the time when these people come to the studio, I'll just be outside chilling with my other friends, and then these people will be discussing their own issues, because the studio was about J.O.B. and Bobby. J.O.B. knew how to make the beats. Bobby owned the studio. So basically the decisions were coming from those people. Yeah, so...
so what did they say when they heard that you're coming to record
So my movement, we were quite famous in the hood. So we would get on buses for free as long as you communicate to say, 8 hours in Mzanpeza station.
Now I see why you did a song called Bus Drive.
So they would take you and then they'll start calling you. You know, and then you go and.
Those days were fun, man.
Yeah, but then when I wanted to make my move, because there were a lot of people at the studio, you know, sometimes so I thought maybe it would be fine if I moved, because they really concentrated more on the English side, because that's what they're doing. You understand? So when I came to KB, when you listen to the songs and stuff, I actually stole the songs from the studio.
The funny thing is, you are moving from English to come and meet another English guy.
Yes, imagine. But I didn't care about that.
Because he allowed you to sing in vernacular.
Yeah.
All I wanted was a clean sound, you know.
Because then Slapd didn't have any competition then.
That's what
No, we're just starting out. We never had a lot of things. We never had the booth. You know, that kind of a thing.
No, because he had the sound. And you know, he had heard Judy's. You came after heard Judy's even if yeah. And you know, Judy's even if yeah. Every office was that up and the body Killa Beats up. And he was insistent. You would have gone to the radio.
Yeah, I met those people through the XYZ guys.
But you came, Kuli.
Oh, yes. So, when I came to KB, we talked about everything and Shani. We actually asked KB to say, is it fine if you signed me with my friends?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's J.O.B. and thingy?
J.O.B. and Bobby.
What did I say?
You said, cool, bring them.
So you see, he was thinking about his
But I was with Bobby, so saying that there's a time they pull up on me.
No, it's like there was a time that they came. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
They came,
so maybe it was either before or after.
I didn't give them attitude. You know, it's one of those things. I'm busy. Okay, this is what happened. You know when you're very busy, you're waking and you always have a big busy. I'm a bit busy. Can you attend to the guys?
KB,
because it was the same.
Listen, your personality.
Yeah.
A lot of people sometimes get it twisted. I mean, initially, I always used to wonder, like, why does it come up like we don't know each other? Because that's just how you are. And that's why I'm not surprised when I hear lines like, keep being gali inside now was right there. So sometimes I think there's just a way you come.
You know, so even with me, when I met him the first time, I also felt like that. Like,
it's just how you are.
Seriously, my then my sisters were like, no, you have to go back. When I went back again, he assigned Roberto to listen to what I was doing. He went uko kumbi uko. I was like, uyu. Then my sisters were like,
these people, Bobby and J.O.B. met KB before me.
Yeah.
So he gave them some attitude, I don't know. So
what kind of attitude did I give them?
I don't know. They didn't like him. Automatically, they didn't like him. Yeah. So when I told KB to say, is it okay if you sign me with my friends from home?
Wow. Yeah, I remember you saying that. But I didn't know it was Bobby and J.O.B.
And then he said, cool, bring them on. So I was excited and I went back home. I had a meeting with the guys.
I would imagine they were offended.
Very.
What you guys are Chinese?
Very. But you know, like, the thing is,
I don't even know this story.
We started this movement together. We've been doing big things and people now are liking you. That time we used to go to CBC with Benatemwan. You remember? Yeah. That's the only station we knew. We never even used to go to the radio station. We only used to go to CBC because we knew Temwani from that side.
Temwani 3 was young brother?
Yes. Yeah. So most of the time we would just go to TV and come back. But we never really cared about if the song is playing on radio. We just liked it from the hood. Matero, Emas de Onishia and Damaning. Then Tabwele. You understand? So when I talked to them to say KB wants to sign us.
In what? In English?
Guys, Killa Beats have not signed. So I've not signed, but I told him to say is it okay? I was excited, but they got pissed to say, no, we started this movement together. If we go, who's going to be running this studio? you stole the music from us. And they're like, you know, look at everyone, like, you know, Francia, Flexville, there was Wahoo was just coming up, you know. So I was like,
so what? Come on, Ad.
No, I was chasing his dreams.
I was chasing because we had good music, but you know, we needed to cross. I used to play with Lloyd D. That time he was doing bonding.
Yes.
So I would draw with him, and I don't have a song. You know, my song is not as clean. You know, that kind of. So I just wanted to cross.
Yeah.
You understand? Wow. So when they refused, I had to choose between my friends and my career. So I chose
career.
Okay, I chose.
He chose KB.
Yes, and
he's never regretted.
You know?
And by that time I was.
He still says KB beat.
And by that time I was in school. So most of the time I would go to care. I'd go to school. I'll go to KMB. Then I'll come in the evenings. You understand? So what these differences where I can't pass this road because balance Angama guys here and stuff, you know.
It's bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
Life in the hood.
Ati kabagi kaunga tumpase wa familia. I used to get into trouble. He used to get into trouble, this guy.
So by that time to Alepe for Maku. What was that? Center Unza.
Student center.
The situation where you're performing and then JOB and Bobby are just here pushing you. When you come closer, they push you back.
Why?
They have beef, guys. They've come to beat you up.
But they've come to watch.
No, they've come to beat you up and then they go back.
You know what? I need to have a one-on-one because, you know, I was with Bobby in the first episode. He actually just briefly, I didn't have a longer conversation, so I'm hoping to have him on here, both him and JOB, so we can
get into the nitty-gritty. You
know what I'm saying? Yeah, get into the nitty-gritty. And it's always interesting to hear these stories from the beginning because a lot of people don't know what a lot of people went through before they became who they are, especially you. I remember, sorry to disturb you, you're gonna get back. I remember when we went to Livingston for that, your first show out of town. It was you,
myself.
Was it Livingston?
It was Livingston.
Ozzy, I think Manas
and Manas.
Was there.
It was the four of us.
It
was the four of us. It was the four of us. And then you had one song. You had one song.
Yeah, I had
Boom
one
Boom
song.
Boom was the only song you had. Yeah, Judy had the album. What was that? What was that, Judy? I can't remember.
So like trying to convince the audience that this is a good song, but then they don't know it.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I think
it wasn't him. Manas.
Oh, Manas.
Yes.
So I had a similar experience in Emersdale, so I'm trying to remember that story where someone.
That's what.
But I mean that has happened to everybody. I mean everybody that has been on the come up. Even some of the biggest artists now have been in that situation where you
there's always that one person that is against everything that you're doing. But then you'll be like, why did you come here in the first place?
Exactly.
You know, you can't just come from home, stay out late just to hate on somebody.
Exactly.
You know?
But
I had a similar
experience. Some people are just like that. Like they just want to come there and just bring you down. Like now in Mafia, me I've had people insult me like apana so they move for them to can.
Seriously.
For me, my first paid show, like in Lusaka, where I am getting paid, I did it at what was that place? Club Zone in Emersdale.
Yeah, that was a famous club.
I had just come from being Ozzy's backing vocalist.
Yeah.
So I did this show alongside Ozzy, and we were getting paid pretty much the same amount.
Wow.
That was exciting for me. Like, oh wow, like this is like my mentor, and we're now getting, you know. So that's what the industry can do or can be sometimes. So I went on stage. I was pretty much like, because I was the newer guy in the industry. Yeah. He was already established, so I was on stage before he could go on, and I was performing. And there was this guy in front. Because he was very light in complexion, I was able to see him. Instead of focusing on the other people that were like, hey, boom, 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 yeah, what's up on a food check? But there was this one guy who was just in front and he was very visible, and he just kept Party people beno tachoka hapo pa stage hapo iwe. Chifuna ozi ndiye bamuna baja.
I know that.
You know, and I perform. I stop the song. I'm like, let me start again. I was trying to convince him instead of focusing on the people that were supporting me. And he would look away and he's talking to his friend. He comes back, he finds I'm still on stage. He's like, so it's crazy. I mean, we've had these experiences. We've had experiences of having your CD skipping when you're on stage. All those are lessons that you need to prepare yourself well as an artist and even move away from just miming and
trying to do
live music. So it's been a journey, man.
You know, in as much as we had our good times, we also had times when we disagreed on certain things. You know, there was that famous incident that, you know, me and Judy kind of went through, which is, it's normal. I think everybody...
I've never really disagreed with you.
No, me and you have never really disagreed.
Maybe as friends.
Friends,
really
not
business-wise.
No, never. You know, with Alpha was kind of similar. With Alpha, it was like that family type of situation where, you know, he's trying to tell me, listen, KB, this is killing us. You know, because, you know, the thing is that because Alpha brought everybody to me. Pretty much everybody that came after Alpha introduced, and I always say this, Alpha introduced me to literally everybody that came afterwards. Like, I knew them through, he was the guy that would say, boss, we need to get that guy on board. We need to get, I like that guy, we need to get that, you know, he would always make suggestions.
Do you see that that's the similarity between Alpha Romeo and Bobby East?
Yeah, that's what Bobby
That's
is
exactly what he does
to the XYZ.
And then also the spirit of wanting to bring your friends. I think Bobby and J.O.B. had a similar situation. I think
I looked out for everyone,
but he's never gotten credit for that. Unfortunately, I feel like, you know, people forget easily, and you know, a lot of people that he helped to bring on board that have gone on to do very well have never come back and say, you know what, I appreciate. I always appreciate it.
I've seen that.
I always appreciate it.
My mind is at peace.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know, like, and you know, sometimes there's always this conversation, like, you know, Alpha should have been in the same category as, say, Maki 2, Slap D. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, these two went on to really, you know, their beef really benefited them, and you know, they just took everything to a whole new different level. Even when Alpha continued to make big records, Alpha never got the deals that those two kind of got, and you know, that kind of frustrated him.
But earlier I was telling you about leadership. He's got this leadership in him, and he was looking at a bigger picture. He was looking at, you know, bringing all these people together and forming something real big, like a real force to reckon with,
like a big family.
Yes, but then, as he has said before on some of his songs, he says, but my plans, Tisiana, you know, like everybody's got their own vision, he's thinking they're building something together, but each one of them is thinking like, but if that's
true.
You know, that's the sad part. But as a leader, he loses out. He loses out.
That's true.
Let me take you back a bit. When I told the guys to say, let's go together, they got pissed, and I started doing my own thing with KB, and they continued to do their own thing, you know. And KB used to tell me about, first I used to go write music for Brisky at Skills. Brisky was signed at Skills.
Kuma Chilulu.
Yeah, Chilulu Pakona.
Those days.
Yes, so
That's a story for another day.
That's a story for So I used to go write music that side for her, and then KB used to tell me about Jekashet. Come and vote, you know? And then they had a song with Jekash, Chawam.
Okay.
You know, before KB told me about it.
Then he confirmed.
So I liked him, but then KB was not convinced. And then by that time, my relationship with KB wasn't that strong. I would say I'd sign this guy or do this. So I just kept a distance. I kept doing my own things. We started performing Olympic.
Those days.
Right? With Olympic Familia. Those days. So after some time, these guys went to Blazer now.
Oh, that's the time that moved to Blazer.
Because things were not the way they wanted them to be, so they had to also make a move.
So they put
similar move as Yes, the same stance I put. The only difference is they put it late. You understand? When they went to Blazer, I was like, this is the same stance that I put. So how is it okay for you to just go, and then it's not okay for other people to?
No, it was time. I think at that time they had learned something.
now those people who believed in them, who were vulnerable that side, had nowhere to go.
And there was a lot of people.
And there were a lot of people with talent.
Jovic was one of them.
Jovic, Chilu.
Yeah.
JP used to come. Yeah. Johnny C used to come. Lloyd D.
Yeah, but this is the industry alpha. So from what I know from this story, from what I learned during the recent beef or fallout between Bobby and J.O., I learned that J.O. was to be signed alone, maybe because he was a producer. But then he said, similar to what you said, you can't sign me alone. I've got some friends. And then he took, I think, Francia, Bobby East and Flexville. So I think pretty much the dream here is when you start like that, it's like a wall and a spear. So once the front part of the spear enters that wall, it means that it will be easier for the rest of them to go in. So I think the idea there should have been, after those are established, then they go and get the rest of the hood. Similar to your situation where
I was not waiting to be established. I wanted them on board there and then before we even started recording.
So that's the difference. He had the heart for you. For him, it was not about him winning alone. And before I forget,
when those people went, I looked at the people from the hood. There was Tishon. Tishon was not liked at our studio. He was not welcome. So he had his own thing. There's a place we call Madimba somewhere near Chunga. He had his own studio with his friends, but then he used to come.
And you know, this is interesting. Let me even tell you the Tishon story. So when he came to me, he said, "Boys, I'm a chaka tang twist. I think I'm tamangise beef flow."
That's how far. Anyway.
No. The thing was.
That's what you said. That's what he said. Now that we're here, that's what he said. And I remember him saying that. He said, "You should check." You know, he always had.
That beef with it.
No, he didn't really bring the beef.
I'm joking.
He was just trying to tell me, like, you know what, we need the dance. You know, he pretty much shaped. You know, like he had the vision. I'll just say he was pretty much like the marketer. He always used to come like, you know what, we need the dancehall artist. You know, like we're a rapper.
No, I think in that statement he was trying to pay tribute to somebody who.
Yeah. You already. That's like he's really good.
So this is how these people were signed. When I told KB about Brisky, he didn't approve. You understand? He didn't approve. And at the same time, TAP used to come to look for me at the studio because he's my childhood friend. We used to be in the same school from grade 1 to 7.
That's why we had best friends.
Yeah. Best friends. We used to like play together. School. We used to play football together. Green Buffaloes.
Okay.
Yeah. We played football with Mayuka.
Okay.
Yeah. Under 8, under 10, under 12, up to 17.
This guy would have been a professional Okay. Something people didn't know.
Yeah, so TAP used to come look for me at the studio, you know, but then I was not found. So this day he found me, and then we talked about old days, people that we knew, and the like, and then he told me he likes what I do and he would like to join, you know. But then KB didn't approve, again for the second time.
There were so many things I never approved.
He didn't approve. So I was like, okay, since you can't sign these people.
There's all food, eh?
So at that particular time, I was looking at how these people can chip in minus disturbing KB's programs.
Okay,
you understand? So that's the time you came up with the
young energy
movement. So
I used to. How did it even come up? I used to, like, when you do a song, then I was saying young energy.
Was, so you. So the industry already had people who were like
established. Then there was a generation.
Because I thought it was all of us.
That's what you.
Yes, it was general.
Ideally, it was
just general.
It was general.
And then we discovered it was just him and his people.
They adopted it.
Yeah, they adopted it.
But
what happened there was we used to say it on the songs as a way of saying
that's the movement that is coming.
Yeah, like this is what we are bringing. It's like today they like saying new wave. The same way they're saying the new wave. We used to say young energy, sweet music sensation.
Yeah.
Like we were bringing some sweet music.
In which song did I say it first? I think it was a Judy song or your song.
Maybe a Judy song.
No, not Always the Time.
Always the Time.
Always the Time.
That's where it comes from. Interesting.
So from that time, I was like, okay, how about we pick this up and then we put these people on so that these people can be recording on my studio time. You understand? I wanted these people to be recording on my studio time.
This one is hot.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so Kaba was like, manje vantu vako avachivamisa mabiti shani, you know.
Who was very good?
Even when they went somewhere else, you still said, "Mutengera maartist, never miss some beat." Maartist bako benzo misa chema beat.
Like a vibe.
Who you?
So, you know.
I remember that. What song was that?
Kari Benzema Kari
Tengera maartist, never miss some beat. Cause mana benzo misa na kaya migonze. No, I'm just joking.
Oh, that's funny.
I wanted these people to start recording on my studio time.
Okay.
You know? So I'll tell KB to make some beats, and then when he goes for work, QFM, us will remain recording ourselves
in the studio.
And then he comes to approve. I told him, Parisi's a poor rubber thing. You can just cut them off, and, you know. So when that thing started working, for us to say, oh, okay, he can actually work with these people. He told me about Jekash to say Jekash still comes to bother me and stuff, and then I was like, I think let's put him.
Yeah, that's how.
And then KB said, no, I won't sign him. I'll let him be in your team.
Oh,
yeah, I think I was trying to test him and to see if he's going to.
That sounds like the tree, like Jay-Z is got a label, then he signs Kanye, and then Kanye has his own label and signs Big Sean signs.
I even had a conversation with the youngster to say, oh, so we're going to put you on. The youngster. He's young.
Oh, I thought you guys were peers or something.
No, he's younger. No, he's definitely younger.
Yeah. So we're going to put you on.
But he is younger than her.
Who? Him?
Yeah. No, she came first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, Judy came first. So in the hierarchy,
said big sister.
So in the hierarchy, in the hierarchy is Judy, Alpha, and everyone else. That's how it was.
Yeah.
So even him was put on the team, but he wasn't because of school. I think he used to go somewhere.
I think there was a school in Kabwe. He was doing his 11th or 12th grade.
I never knew. I never knew until recently that Jay Cash is from Kabwe. Yeah, I think he needs to say it more. As the Fresh Prince of Kabwe.
No, I think it was just there in school. No, it was just there in school. I think it was just there in school.
Yeah. So he would come over the weekends. The only time he would come, I'll send him something, then he would come to Lusaka to record some stuff. Wow. Then at that same time, there was that studio 428. I heard they were cousins with Venamakitu and Chevy and Achibela.
Exactly. I want us to talk about the chef because I think people are confusing.
So when because I used to had a girlfriend in Kawata.
That's
No. So what used to happen? Tepi used to stay in Livala. So when I go see Tepi, we hang out and chill and everything else. So he started taking me to the studio, 428. Then I met the guys, were vibing and the like. And then I met Shefi. TAP told me, this is Shefi, is my friend. He's a brother to Mike too.
Yeah, he came to tell me.
He's at Evelyn Horn. Yes. So, time went. Well, I kept going to the studio and I kept bumping into him. So TAP one day told me, let's go to the studio. I think we had a session. Then before I went to the studio, I came to talk to KB. I told him, oh, there's this guy, he's a brother to...
And he highly spoke about him. Let me even say this. I remember exactly what he said. He said, there's a brother to Mark too. He highly spoke of him. He said, he sounds like his brother, but he's really, really good. you know, with time, with Vishanchani.
You just said, no, he sounds like his brother. He's trying to imitate his brother.
No, I didn't say exactly that. I also spoke, I also kind of liked what he was
doing. You can't admit it today.
No, but he's my witness.
I'm sure you said it that way, right?
No, Alpha is my witness.
I don't think you said he was good.
No, but
I think you said he's trying to sound like his brother.
No, Alpha is my witness.
You said it on your diary. You said, I felt he was trying to sound like his brother.
Yeah, but I didn't say the other things.
Yeah. So this is how the story goes. When I told him to say, there's this guy, he's our friend with TAP. He's really good because I wasn't looking at how it sounds like. I was looking at the things
he was talking about
because it was kind of a similar situation with me sounding like Slap D and Tommy D, but at a different topic.
And so I think Chef used to rap in Nyanja, right?
Yeah, he used to rap in Nyanja.
Yes. He said, come later, come later. Then we went to the studio. We recorded something. Yeah, we had the song, me, TAP, and Sheffy.
Okay.
Then I told him to say, sign this guy.
What did I say?
No. Sounds like Then I said, let me call him. Because now he's going to say, Ine, I'm the one who's
right there. Blinded.
And then Sheffy said he was blinded by Alpha, but I was the one that was pushing fouls for him in the first place.
And here's the truth.
So I was hate.
Maybe we all haven't understood that line where he says blinded.
No, he communicated with KB.
I think he means you had KB's attention 100%, and it was difficult for KB to just look at another person because he was still building your brand.
Yeah, that's true.
So he could have been blinded. My former manager, do you remember Nelson?
Yeah, I know Nelson.
Nelson once showed me a text message that
he's not your manager anymore.
He's doing something else now. So he showed me a message that came from Sheffy, and the message read, he said something like, I must tell you this story. I really used to admire, I used to envy B-Flow and PJ when they used to record at K-Army when they were working on Double Trouble. I would always be there and just seated in the background watching them at a distance and not entering the studio but just listening to what they were doing. And I was like, one day, if I can just make it like them, please tell B-Flow that I got inspired. Like I was looking forward to becoming big one day. And so that confirms what he's saying to say.
So here's the thing.
And the guy is on the quiet side. So when KB brought us in, he said, no, but I feel like you sound more like Maki 2, so
I told him that.
Yeah, you were standing. Why studio was small. So to have part so booth was like this, and then the studio was like so. We were standing there. You sound like this and this and this. And
work on a few things.
But yeah, you know that kind of thing. Similar situation with TAP because he wasn't stable on the beat.
I don't know about that. That's okay. So let me before I forget my thought. So just to finish off this story.
Yeah.
So when he came, yes, I remember saying that I thought he sounded like his elder brother, but I did not. If I didn't think he was talented, I was not going to record it. We actually recorded that song. We just never released it. So I think after that, what I'd say is, you know, since you have got the young energy movement, I said, let's continue with that and see where it goes. It so happened that at the same time when I'm talking about that, that's the time when Sheffy had traveled to the Copper Belt. He had gone back to the Copper Belt. So it's not like I was not in the process of signing.
One thing I pick up, which I appreciate, you advised Sheffy to work on his style and find himself.
Of course.
I had a similar experience with TK back in 2006. I was to be signed to Roma Side in 2006. But he told me to work on myself and only signed me 3 years later. 2 years later.
So that was going to happen. And Makitu said it on the first conversation that we had. He said, you know, in that particular moment, there's no way I was going to know that he was going to be the biggest artist afterwards. Even like Judy, the first time I met Judy, there was no way I was going to know she was going to be a superstar. You never know what anybody's going to be. So that whole blame thing, like, oh, you should have done it. It's not like I said, you sound like your older brother, I'll never sign you. It was not that. It was just like advice, but I recorded you. Work on it. You guys, since you've started this young age movement, there's the 3 of you, let's start this movement. I think it's a good idea. You know, and the fact that the older brother is on the other side and the younger brother here, I think it would be interesting for the industry. So it so happened that I remember even asking him after, like, what happened? I don't see Sheffy anymore. So Sheffy has traveled back to the Copper Belt because he's done with the school. Now he's back on the Copper Belt. You remember me telling that? So that's what happened.
So when we started recording the music, there was a girl called Chilu And by that time, we needed...
Chilu F Baby.
Yeah, Chilu F Baby. I did some songs from No Intro with her. She's from Chikankata. She was in Chikankata.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Lloydies are the ones that knew her. Then they told me about her. Then we brought her to the studio. So from that time, I told her to come to KM from No Intro because those people had left.
This guy's a legend.
So when she came on board, KB said, no, I think she sounds better when she's singing, not when she's rapping.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So she started singing.
KB is a controversial.
But all of these people were just on Young Energy. They were not signed under KM.
Yeah.
Then I brought Jovic. Jovic came to me, told me, no, look, these people have left, and Chan was stuck because we had some fight from home.
Yeah.
So he apologized, we talked, and I put him on. I even brought Wow. You remember Wow came to start making beats? Yeah. I told KB, you need someone to be making for.
But I didn't know he was a producer.
Yeah. So fast forward, we're a lot now in the group. KB had personal relationships with these people.
Yeah,
you know, they have their own conversations. Sometimes they go to the studio even when I'm not there. But when they need something, they would come to me and then I'll deliver.
Okay. And I think that's when the problem started
coming. So now KB gave them authority to just talk to him
directly.
Directly.
Not going through Alpha.
Yeah,
so I was not
he was not happy about it.
No, I was cool with it, but
so you started feeling sidelined.
No, of course he did.
And this was KB's fault.
No, let me tell you where he felt sidelined. He felt sidelined when I gave power to Tishon. So what happened then was because I started working for, I don't know whether I started working for Move TV or I became so busy that I didn't have enough time to sit on the computer. You know, so I had to do other things.
I could record my music on Sundays. But then I needed these people to also record for our group.
Okay,
so I told KB to say, is it okay if I bring someone to be making for us while we are going?
That's how Tishon came in, huh?
Yeah, that's how Tishon. Yeah. So I told him, there's a friend of mine, because me and Tishon know each other from
way back
from home. Yeah. So I told him to say, I have a friend of mine who's really been bothering me, asking me about. So is it okay if I bring him on so that when you go to QFM, he'll be making for us.
Yeah.
Understand? Then he just comes to approve if it's fine, if it's what. So when Tishon came to the studio, KB again told him, I think you sound better when you're singing, not when you're doing the dance.
Yeah, that's true. I actually told him to start singing more.
Yeah.
And he actually had to learn that what he was doing. It's something
but before you switch.
No, let me finish this. Yeah. So this is something I've never really said. I actually the one who told him to. I said, you know what, dancehall has kind of changed. That it's okay.
I think you told me this story. Was it when he did a song with B1?
Yeah, that's actually the first song he did where he was singing. I said the music has
not
gone.
with Mercy.
No, that's the second one. The first one was with B1. Oh. The one with Mercy, with you on it, that was the second single. Then he did Ivan or something. So yeah, so that's where that whole thing started off. It's like I always wanted to give a direction of what I wanted, and I don't know whether that was a bad thing about me. Or it's a good thing?
It's a great thing.
A great thing?
It's a great thing.
Yeah, so he came on board and he started making some beats and rapping his dancehall style.
And by the way, I liked it. You know, me and Tisha might not be in the best of both, but I liked what he brought to the table. I loved everything he did. So I think he was not happy that I gave him too much. Because Tisha now became like... He became like Kiami because he sat on the computer more than I did. Sometimes when I come, I was like, can I do something? I could even see he would get frustrated because he loved the computer. He would come to the studio at 5 o'clock. He was the first one at the studio and he was the last one to leave the studio.
For me, I was proud because I brought these people up and I knew to say, one day if my music goes down, I know I can rely on other people to say, I don't have power at home, send me some, you know, that kind of a situation. So I knew to say, if we're going to make this strong team, I think we'll be untouchable. And when these people start making their own money, I think we can invest into something bigger.
That breaks my heart.
So what I did was, you know, we are not getting paid in PHing. That so when you get paid 1.5, it's a lot of money, you know, 800, 500. It was, for me, it wasn't even about the money because the money that I was using was the same money from to my small shows.
This guy used to roll with 25 people.
Invest it back in the music.
So what I did was, let's say the show is 1.5. They'll give me a down payment of 700. I'll be using it to transport my friends from Chunga to home to the studio the whole week. I'll be using it like back and forth.
So yeah, he was investing back.
You understand? I maybe that money will be finished in 4 days. It will be done because now I have to buy lunch. I have to know someone who owns like a restaurant for me to get favor. You understand? Yeah. So that money was not counted for me.
A Zambian port.
Mm-hmm. Now, So when it was time for shows, these people would say, I don't have transport. I have to send something to Jekash from Kawe to come to Lusaka.
But you used to come to me as well. I used to send transport money as well.
I don't know about that.
Why was
That's his shine.
Yeah, so these people tell me I don't have transport in Achilu, Juvik, Tishon, and what's this? The only person that was helping was Stone. You remember Stone?
Yeah, Stone.
Because he was at Unza by that time. So sometimes I'll get money from KB.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that I was sharing amongst my people. Yeah. You understand? So by the time all these people are coming to town at Findek House, I've already spent even 250 or 300.
Oh wow.
You understand? When we go to the show, again I have to provide for going to the venue. They want to drink, I don't have money. The owner is saying, I can only pay you if after you perform. You know, after you perform, again, I have to transport these people back to their places. Yeah. So some of them would go, I got keys from KB, who would go sleep at Findek House, at the studio, because the money was not enough.
Oh no.
You understand?
Yeah,
so by the time...
That was illegal and risky.
Yes. So we'll sleep at the studio. In the morning, we'll go to Zambian port, we'll buy in Shima. The little money I have, we'll share for movement. And then I heard Jekash said something on Showstars show to say he wasn't even given anything for bread. You understand? Even me, I never had anything for bread at home.
So he's had his opportunity to say, you know, I can attest to everything he's saying.
Because I had spent all the money to buy beer for these people, to transport them from where they're coming from.
To feed them.
You know, to make them drunk and they sleep at the studio on. If anything went wrong at the studio, I was going to be blamed. Because I'm the one who took the keys and took them to the studio. You understand?
Yeah.
So these people, I don't know if these people... thought I was hiding some money or some stuff, but even if there was hiding of some money, what we were looking for was for all of us to shine. And for me, it wasn't about the money because I knew that this thing is going to get bigger soon.
Looking at the bigger picture. I mean, we all looked at the bigger picture. We're not looking at the money then.
So TAP was like, no, we need to be sharing the money. We put the money on the table, and there's if we have a show for the group, we put the money on the table. If we have a show and I invite you, it's my money, so I share with you.
Yeah.
And my money was shared among everyone.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah. That kind of reminds me of Ben the Future. These are the things I was trying to explain to him when we were just beginning to work with him just after PJ passed.
Yeah.
You know, I was trying to explain to him that if the show is branded B-Flow, and then I add your name to say supported by Ben the Future, supported by Ties, because I used to have all the
remember
me
Ties.
To be helping out with
J
Ties.
And everybody,
So I'd put them on the poster like that, but I could always get it like, I could always get the feeling they were beginning to think, if I get that money, then ideally it was meant for all of us, and we should share it equally. When my role there was just to give them exposure, and nobody ever went back. I think he could bear me witness that anytime we did a show together, we traveled anywhere in the country. If I get something transparent, I would even say, this is how much we have, and this is how much I'm going to help each one of us out with. Yeah, and that's just how it works. So
so at least this time around, you can say Wafola 10 pin, you can say, oh guys, maybe a 3 pin share. If there are 3 of them, you say 1 pin, 1 pin, 1 pin. I also have problems to sort out because this is my career. At the end of the day, you are in a making. Obviously, your time will come to start making money. I can tell you, I can call some people that have done stuff for, and they won't pick up, or they won't help me out.
Okay, this conversation can go on and on. Legit, legit Alpha for me is a legend. I always look at him as a legend. And the KME story will never be complete without Judy, without Alpha. You too, you and PJ also. For me, I feel like that's why I say if PJ was here for me, this would have been complete because you are the 4 artists that I've worked with the most. You are the 4 people that I've spent more time in this. So you are signed to Roma side, but I think you spend more time. You spend more time with me. Even our chemistry.
I used to co-produce with you. Like I would just sit there.
Of course.
Even I remember songs like Ken One, Bye Bye.
You the one who
was directing you like, oh,
the leads.
I've done shows with Biflo. I've done shows with Biflo, and I've known how much he got paid and how much he gave me. But I need to say it's about him, and I'm just there to support. If I had something else to do somewhere, I was going to tell him I can't do this because I have a better deal. You understand?
The same with PJ as well. PJ as well, right?
PJ I've done
playing shows.
Even Judy, I've done shows with Judy, and she'll tell me, "Ewe, Tuleya," that kind of a thing.
But do you remember the one show that the one show that we did? KB was there, you, me, Kitu.
Oh, the one he was late. No. Actually, I organized the show. It was a 4. It was a 4.
PJ was there.
It was Kalushi and Kitwe.
These people.
But do you know that PJ and I escaped, right? From Kitwe, we went to Luansha to do my
show. Money is lost. What?
Do you remember the Jarabos?
Yes.
Jarabos that wanted you.
No, but that show was transparent.
It was.
It was transparent.
We all felt bad.
Yeah, I know.
With everything that happened, like
that was your first big show outside. Yeah, I remember.
What?
I ended up using my own money.
Exactly.
Do
you remember the following morning? Now my popcorn. We had popcorns for breakfast.
I remember. Yeah, we had
because
PJ and I were sorted because we went to Luansha.
You guys had gone to Luansha.
Yeah. So when we came back, we found the suffering.
But did you share
with PJ?
Did you share the money with the
guys? That we made in Luansha. We shared it, me and PJ. It was my show, but PJ accompanied.
So I remember that. I've done shows with Biflo, I've done shows with Judy. PJ is the one that
may so rest in peace.
Shed more light on my career because he told me, okay, we're going to be doing this together. If I have a show, I'll give you some money. Sometimes I won't give you. Because not every day is Christmas. And then he told me, if you come to my show, don't expect anything. When you make a show, call me.
I won't expect
Put me on the banner. I won't expect anything. So that was the best deal for me. So we did a lot of shows with PJ. He would make a lot of shows in Luansha, Bottoms Up, and I would go perform.
So rest in peace, man.
I'll go perform with me and Johnny C. We'll perform. Maybe we'll give me a 500. He gives John C a 500. We buy things, tomatoes along the way. When I have a show, I would call him. If he's not busy, he comes through. If he's busy, he tells me. I go with Johnny C.
I really think that this guy should be honored. He should be given some award.
Of course.
Maybe not for just his music, but for what he has done.
Yeah, of course. Humanitarian award. Yeah. Of course. I mean, and that's the reason why I came up with the diary conversation because you know what the diary conversation does? Let me say this. The diary conversation kind of exposes everything that people don't know. So people normally just see the end product. They don't know what people go through or what people have done for the industry. And this for me is just, to say, listen, we might have our differences, all of us, but what the contribution to the industry has been immense. I had my differences with Judy and you know what I'm saying, but as you grow older, you become mature, and we kind of squashed that and we started talking again. And if anybody comes and tells you that KB is a problem, they're lying to you. You've been my friend for how many years? So many years. I mean, of course, I'm gonna have a difference.
I'll blame you on something.
Yeah, go ahead.
The way these people came on board, I brought them with I knew to say
with
this.
Your vision.
With my own vision. You know, when he started signing them, he wasn't consulting me. Juvie could say, "Iwe banat sign," I say, you know, that kind of a thing. He wasn't telling me anything. That I'm signing this person. I'm signing this person. This is the reason why he gave them too much power, and this is the reason why Nana went after that song. Yeah, he went on Hot FM and then was asked to say, who do you like to work with? Who do you enjoy working with between the XYZ and the KM? He said the XYZ. And there's more like the XYZ.
Then he called me.
I called him to say, how do you allow Muntu Wampangira Nimbo first single? Yeah. And then KB was all cool about it, like he said, and then he's like, you know, that kind of a thing. So I felt like those people also think you can't do anything about it. You understand? Same with T-Shirt. When I brought him on board, he started making beats. When we tell him to make our own beats, he'll be like, I'm not in the mood. And I put you in the mood. You know, where you seated, I put you there, so you have to be in the mood to make my music. You understand? Personally, I was
put you in the mood from the hood.
From the hood. Personally, he was supposed to be making for the guys, for the group. Yeah. My personal music was made by KB. You understand? Yeah. So it was frustrating because all these people have come from different places and then he's not in the mood.
I mean, we all make mistakes. I mean,
you understand?
I take the fall for that.
Because he gave them too much authority. Then he told Juvik on the Diary 8 to say whatever he said. I felt disrespected because wasendo mwana and then you're just watching.
Wait a minute. The Diary conversation, the Diary is a song that gives anybody opportunity to come on. It's the same thing as here. So you've heard that. It's your chance to kind of respond. So it's not like I'm gonna say because he called me out as well on the same song. And that's not the case.
He has responded. Now apologize.
Of course.
I feel
apologize
like it's something
from
that
your heart.
The relationship between Rafa and Slap because he started saying the naked truth. And then
it's got nothing to do with that. I mean, Jovi came and said what he wanted to say.
Imagine he risked his friendship with all of us over one verse. That is Jovi.
Oh no.
You understand? Because now I don't want to play with him. Jekash doesn't want to play with him. You understand?
In conclusion, KB, you are a legend, and I know there's a time when you gave up.
Yeah.
And you told me you wanted to just leave this whole production thing and just do something else. The time you moved to the showgrounds, and then you were just about to like let go of the.
Then I got inspired again.
Yeah, then you got inspired again, and I try to encourage you even through that time to say you cannot stop. Even if the industry is changing, you've moved with the times, and to this day you're still relevant. Other kids are knowing of you today, and they're thinking you are a new producer or you're in their generation. They don't know that you come from the
Blazer era.
What was it called? Desert Eagle?
Yeah, the Desert Eagle.
Yeah, from the days you used to rap with Ray Doe, you know. So keep going, man. Stay fresh.
And stop giving these people too much authority.
Yeah.